Well rested and ready to crack on, we set off on the last leg of our journey from Tarbes, meandering through the spa town of Bagnères de Bigorre and up to the resort town of Mongie.
You may or may not have noticed that this piece of road is a bit of a popular destination for the motorist's favourite road user, the cyclist. Now, don't get me wrong, I just don't really see the idea of dressing up, riding your push bike all the way up the top of a bloody great hill and then all the way back down again. Doesn't sound to me like a great time. I mean, some of them are obviously in training, but I'm sure a huge number of them aren't. And it's a little bit like me dressing up in a race suit, putting on a 3,000 pound helmet and driving around Monaco a few times. But I guess whatever floats your boat. I will hand it to them though. It does look like bloody hard work, so I'll stick to the Boxster. It's here on these sweeping roads that the Boxster really comes into its own. The mid-engine position and the low centre of gravity of the flat six engine means that the car is extremely well balanced and a real pleasure to drive. It's sometimes said that the Boxster's just a little too forgiving and it's a little too easy to drive, but I don't necessarily agree. While I know where they're coming from, it's more the fact that the balance of the car just gives you that extra confidence. And whether you're on the road or on the track, it's that extra confidence that lets you give it that little bit more into the corners and just get that little bit extra reward.
1,800 metres above sea level, the resort here at Mongie is part of the largest ski area in the French Pyrenees. With some 11 kilometres of slopes and an area totalling 300 hectares, it's a resort that really does cater for all levels of experience. But this area really isn't just for winter pursuits. In fact, in the summer, there are plenty of other activities to keep you occupied, from horse riding and cycle tours to hiking and paragliding. There's also a cable car that will take you to the Pic de Midi Observatory if you're interested in a bit of stargazing. Interestingly, the observatory's 42-inch telescope was installed in 1963 and was funded by NASA, who used the telescope to take detailed photographs of the moon in preparation for their Apollo missions.
With the clock ticking on our own mission, we grabbed a quick bite and set off up the mountain pass to our final destination.
Almost 110 years to the day, Octave Lapez became the first rider to cross what is now known to be the father of all mountain climbs. It's our final destination. It's the Col du Tourmalet. A part of the stage 10 of the 1910 Tour de France, the Tourmalet brought riders higher than they'd ever been before, over 2,000 metres above sea level. And to this day, it's still the most used summit in the Tour, being included some 87 times up until 2019. Lapez famously went on to win the general classification in Paris, denouncing the organisers as assassins given the difficulty of the race. With 3 Tour de France stage finishes, the Col du Tourmalet has become the finishing stage of our very own tour. And what a tour it's been! Almost 1,000 miles over 4 days, and that's just the beginning. What say you and I head back down the hill for a bit of refreshment? I'm sure there's a drink down there with our name on it.
And as the shadows danced across the mountains, we looked forward to our few weeks of rest and relaxation, away from the craziness of the world.
But with the storm rolling in over the Pyrenees, there was just a tiny part of us that was looking forward to something else. The journey home.